Winning is public, family is personal. Few coaches balance both like Mike Tomlin. He has guided the Pittsburgh Steelers since 2007 without a single losing season, a rare run of consistency. At 53 years old as of October 2025, he remains steady, direct, and focused. This video gives a quick, clear look at the man behind the headset, not just the press conferences. You'll meet his wife, fashion designer Kia Winston, and their 3 children. You'll see the career highlights that shaped his approach, including a Super Bowl title in 2009 and years of playoff pushes. We will touch on his faith, how it shows up in his leadership and life, and why it matters to him. We will also note where he calls home in the Pittsburgh area and how he stays active in the community. No fluff, just the details fans look for. If you want the basics at a glance, here they are. Age 53, marriage Kia Winston, family 3 kids, coaching tenure Steelers head coach since 2007 with no losing seasons, estimated net worth about $20 million. By the end, you'll have a simple, reliable snapshot of Tomlin's family life, resume, values, and lifestyle. Think of it as a quick guide you can trust, whether you're a longtime Steelers fan or just curious about one of the NFL's most consistent leaders. Who is Mike Tomlin? His age and early background. Mike Tomlin was born on March 15, 1972 in Hampton, Virginia. That makes him 53 years old in 2025. His early years in Hampton mattered. The town's steady, no-nonsense culture fit his mindset. Coaches and teachers expected effort, and he met that standard. He learned to balance ambition with discipline, then built habits that still show on Sundays. Tomlin grew up valuing structure, time, and accountability. He kept a simple rule: be prepared, be on time, and do your job. That approach started in classrooms and on practice fields across Virginia. It later shaped a coaching style built on clarity and standards. A few quick facts help set the stage. Hometown: Hampton, Virginia. Birthdate: March 15, 1972. Age in 2025, 53. Known for direct communication, firm standards, player development. The foundation of his football life began in Virginia, but it matured at William and Mary. There, the wide receiver with a sharp football mind found his path to coaching. From player to coach, Tomlin's college days. At William and Mary, Tomlin lined up at wide receiver and turned production into purpose. He caught 101 passes and 20 touchdowns, then graduated in 1995 with a sociology degree. He played under longtime head coach Jim Laycock, where details mattered: route depth, split width, hot reads. That precision shaped how Tomlin would later teach the game. He was not the loudest voice in the room, but teammates listened when he spoke. He broke down coverages, offered tips to younger receivers, and lived in the film room. Those habits hinted at a coach in the making. After games, he would talk through situational football, not just big plays. It became a pattern and people noticed. The locker room taught teamwork in real time. Adjust on Tuesday after mistakes on Saturday. Own your assignment. Support the man next to you. Tomlin carried that forward. When his playing days ended, he stepped into coaching that same year, starting at the college level. The shift felt natural. He had been teaching the craft even while catching passes, which made the move from player to coach feel like the next logical step. Mike Tomlin's family: meet his wife Kia and 3 kids. Home life powers Mike Tomlin's steady approach. He married Kia Winston in 1998, and together they built a grounded, private home that supports a very public job. They raised 3 children, 2 sons and 1 daughter, with clear values, simple routines, and a focus on what matters most. How Kia Winston supports the Steelers dynasty. Kia Winston, a fashion designer and entrepreneur, provides calm, structure, and perspective. She runs her business in the Pittsburgh area and still makes time for community work and family routines. You will often see her at Steelers games and team events, a quiet but visible presence that signals unity. The message is clear: they are in this together. Her support goes beyond the sidelines. Kia backs education and athletics initiatives, including involvement with William and Mary efforts that promote student-athlete growth. She keeps attention on service, family, and stability, not on celebrity. That balance helps Mike lead with clarity during long NFL seasons. Their partnership shows in the details. She manages home life during road trips, keeps schedules smooth, and protects the family's privacy. She also models work ethic and creativity through her brand, which champions comfortable, everyday pieces for busy women. Together, they set standards for their kids: show up, work hard, help others. That steady, shared approach has been part of Pittsburgh's winning culture for years, even if it rarely makes headlines. Raising 3 children in the spotlight. Raising kids with a famous dad is not simple. The Tomlins keep it grounded with clear house rules, time for school, and limited public exposure. They have 2 sons and 1 daughter, and they protect their privacy so names are not shared here. What matters is the values they repeat every day. Sports interest is natural in a football family, but it stays balanced. The kids explore activities, enjoy competition, and learn how to handle pressure with grace. Education comes first. Mike often points to preparation and accountability, and that extends to homework, exams, and time management. The playbook at home looks a lot like his sideline approach. Normal routines help. Family dinners, chores, and curfews keep the spotlight from becoming a glare. Social media stays measured. When the schedule gets hectic, they lean on structure and faith. The result is a steady home that lets the children grow at their own pace with support, privacy, and room to be themselves. The rise of Coach Mike Tomlin, a stellar coaching career. Tomlin's path from small college assistant to Super Bowl winner reads like a steady climb built on teaching, standards, and trust. Here is a clear timeline of how he rose year by year with results that still define the Steelers. 1995 VMI wide receivers coach, first job, first room, he learned to teach details and earn buy-in. 1996 Memphis graduate assistant, broadened duties, broke down tape, and refined practice plans. 1997-1998 Arkansas State defensive backs coach, switched sides of the ball and built a foundation in secondary play. 1999-2000 Cincinnati defensive backs coach, sharpened press technique, zone spacing, and communication across the back end. 2001-2005 Tampa Bay Buccaneers defensive backs coach, joined the NFL and helped a feared defense reach peak form. Tampa's secondary thrived on technique, takeaways, and pursuit. 2002 helped coach a unit that powered a Buccaneers Super Bowl run. The standard for speed and discipline took root. 2006 Minnesota Vikings defensive coordinator, ran his own defense, managed staff, set call sheets, and adjusted on the fly. 2007 Pittsburgh Steelers head coach, hired at 34, clear voice, firm standards, and strong communication from day one. 2008 season Feb 2009 delivered Super Bowl XLII, youngest coach to win at the time. 2010 season Feb 2011 returned to the Super Bowl, fell short against Green Bay but confirmed staying power. 2012-2024 relentless consistency. The Steelers stacked non-losing seasons every year. Tomlin set the NFL mark for most consecutive non-losing seasons to start a career. By 2025, 19th Steelers season, an elite tenure with 12 playoff trips and 7 AFC North titles. The identity held firm: physical football, situational smarts, and accountability. 2 core truths define the journey: he never lost the locker room and he never lost the standard. That mix turned a promising assistant into a long-term winner in Pittsburgh. Super Bowl glory, Tomlin's biggest wins. Tomlin's signature moment came in Super Bowl XLII, played in February 2009 after the 2008 season. Pittsburgh beat the Arizona Cardinals 27-23 in a wild finish that featured Santonio Holmes tapping toes in the corner for the go-ahead score. With that win, Tomlin became the youngest head coach to lift the Lombardi at the time. The victory set his leadership style in stone: direct, poised, and fearless in key moments. The Steelers returned to the big stage after the 2010 season, playing the Packers in the Super Bowl in February 2011. Pittsburgh fell short, but the run reinforced a core trait: quick rebuilds and playoff resilience. He guided new leaders alongside veterans, kept the defense tight in critical spots, and trusted his coordinators. That stretch shaped the Steelers' legacy in the modern era. The 1970s belonged to the dynasty teams, but Tomlin's title in regular January football kept the franchise in the national conversation. The jersey still stands for physical play and fourth-quarter belief. Fans expect big-stage football because Tomlin set that bar and has kept it there. Titles define eras, and that 2009 win still anchors his resume and the Steelers' brand. Long-term success with the Pittsburgh Steelers. In 2025, Tomlin enters his 19th season in Pittsburgh. His streak of no losing seasons remains the headline, a rare level of week-to-week stability. The Steelers have made the playoffs 12 times under his watch and won 7 AFC North titles, which speaks to his process and in-season adjustments. His leadership style is simple and firm. He sets standards, speaks plainly, and backs players who put in the work. That approach kept the locker room aligned through injuries, coordinator changes, and roster cycles. Compared to Bill Cowher, Tomlin matches toughness with modern player management. Cowher built the template for physical football. Tomlin kept that identity while adapting to spread offenses, analytics, and younger rosters. The result is a seamless handoff between eras. The Steelers stayed relevant, avoided chaos, and played meaningful games in December and January. That is the mark of a franchise coach. Mike Tomlin's faith, religion, and personal values. Mike Tomlin keeps his personal faith low-key, yet the influence is clear. He identifies as Christian, credits mentors with strong faith, and supports family and community work in Pittsburgh. He speaks about perspective and purpose, not publicity. That approach fits his steady, consistent style on the sideline. Christian influence and upbringing. Tomlin grew up in Hampton, Virginia, where coaches and teachers helped shape his view of right and wrong. He has said that football stays in its place. "Football is what we do, it is not who we are." That line captures how he sees identity, faith, and work. He points to mentors like Tony Dungy and to church life as anchors that keep the job from defining the man. He does not share every detail about his religious practice. Still, the pattern is visible. He talks about purpose, service, and confidence that comes from something bigger than the game. Values that shape his locker room. His faith shows up most in daily standards. Players know where they stand because the principles do not move. Integrity, say what you mean, then live it in meetings and games. Accountability, own the mistake, fix it, and help the next man. Team first, put the locker room above personal brand or stats. Preparation, be detailed on time and ready for situational football. Humility, I'm not that good, none of us are, there's got to be a bigger calling. Work ethic, you better be willing to do unique things in order to expect unique results. These ideas are simple but enforced daily. That is why the standard holds year after year. Community and quiet service. Tomlin backs fatherhood and mentoring efforts, including Man Up Pittsburgh. The focus is clear: support families, lift kids, and show up. He talks less about belief and more about action. He leads with consistency, calm, and presence. That is faith in motion, the same way he runs a practice field: one standard, one message, one team. Where does Mike Tomlin live? His homes and lifestyle. Mike Tomlin keeps home life simple and private. He lives in the Pittsburgh area during the season, close to team facilities and the city center. The setting fits his style: calm, historic, and practical for a family that values routine. No addresses here, just a clear picture of how he sets up life around football and family. Primary residence in Pittsburgh. Tomlin resides in a historic neighborhood east of downtown Pittsburgh. The area is known for tree-lined streets, classic homes, and easy access to schools and parks. It fits a coach's schedule: quick commute, tight community, and room for family time. The home itself reflects a comfortable, low-key approach. Think classic architecture with modern upgrades, space for hosting team staff, and areas for privacy. It feels personal, not flashy. Family comes first, then football, then everything else. Off-season and travel rhythm. During the off-season, Tomlin stays tied to Pittsburgh for workouts, meetings, and community work. Like many coaches, he may split time between short trips, league events, and family breaks. The focus stays consistent: rest, training plans, and time with loved ones. Lifestyle fit for a $20 million net worth. With an estimated net worth near $20 million, Tomlin can afford luxury. He chooses discreet comfort over show. Expect quality finishes, a functional office, and spaces for film study. Also expect a family room that actually gets used, not a museum. Privacy matters, so details stay inside the walls. How NFL head coaches typically live. NFL head coaches tend to follow a similar setup. Location: near the facility, stable neighborhood, strong schools. Home features: quiet office, media room, secure storage, practical guest space. Security: privacy fencing, low profile, limited public photos. Lifestyle: early mornings, late nights, quick meals, tight circles. Tomlin fits this mold. He keeps life focused and private, with a home base that supports long hours, family balance, and a quiet routine that lasts beyond the season. Mike Tomlin's net worth, earnings from a legendary career. Mike Tomlin's money story is steady and straightforward. As of October 2025, his estimated net worth sits around $20 million. Most of it comes from long-term paychecks with the Pittsburgh Steelers, plus bonuses, modest endorsements, and smart, low-risk investing. He earns well, spends with intention, and gives back. What builds the $20 million? Here is a simple breakdown of where that wealth likely comes from based on public reporting and typical NFL coaching structures. Source: estimated share. Notes: Steelers contracts. $12 million, $14 million. Base salaries saved over time after taxes and living costs. Performance bonuses. $1 million, $2 million. Playoff berths, division titles, and milestones. Endorsements and appearances. $1 million, $2 million. Regional partnerships, speaking, occasional media. Investments and real estate. $3 million, $4 million. Conservative mix, liquidity plus property. Other income. $5 million, $1 million. Clinics, consulting, residual media projects. Totals aligned to about $20 million. Steelers contracts and salary. Tomlin's recent salary sits in the $8 million, $10 million per year range. NFL head coaches at his tier land in that band with escalators for tenure and results. Earlier deals were lower, so his wealth reflects decades of earnings, not just current pay. He is careful with public numbers and keeps contract details quiet, which matches the franchise's style. Performance bonuses. Winning pays, postseason trips, division crowns, and coach of the year type incentives add up. These payouts are smaller than base salary but steady across a streak of non-losing seasons. Endorsements and media. Tomlin is selective. Expect regional brands, team partner activations, and paid appearances, not splashy national campaigns. The income is meaningful, though secondary to his Steelers checks. Investments and philanthropy. He favors quiet, stable investing, likely a mix of index funds, retirement accounts, and a property or two. Nothing flashy, just growth and security. On the giving side, Tomlin supports family and youth causes in Pittsburgh, including fatherhood initiatives. He writes checks, shows up, and keeps the focus on impact, not headlines. Mike Tomlin's story blends steady work, strong family ties, clear faith, and smart money choices. He and Kia Winston built a private, grounded home life that supports a public job. They raised 3 kids with structure and purpose. On the field, his record speaks for itself: years of winning seasons, a Super Bowl title, and a locker room that trusts the standard. Off the field, his Christian faith shows in service, calm, and measured words. His estimated net worth, near $20 million, reflects long-term success and careful planning, not flash. The through line is simple: set the standard, live it, and keep going. That is why players buy in and fans stay hopeful. It is also why his example reaches beyond football. Consistency, humility, and accountability work at home, at work, and on Sunday. If you enjoyed this snapshot, share it with a Steelers fan or drop your thoughts below. Follow the Steelers this season and watch how his approach shows up in tight moments. Want more like this? Subscribe so you never miss our next deep dive on leaders who win the right way.